Did y'all see all those billionaires behind him at his inauguration? Like, hey, since he won an election, let's transition to since he won, right? I wanna talk a little bit about the clown car, right? Like, I call his his administration, people that he plan to put in these positions, the clown car. So we're gonna talk about the clown car, right? Um, President Biden's cabinet was worth like a total of $118 million. Trump cabinet net worth blows that out the water. Like it's not even close. Like, and here's the thing. Let's take it line by line and talk about some of the people that made it, some of the people that didn't make it. I'm just gonna give you a quick once over of a few people. We're not even gonna discuss all of them because we'll discuss a lot of them later. But let's talk about a few of them. We're gonna start with Elon Musk. The day after the election, his net worth went up $26.5 billion. As a reminder, net worth is the value of your assets. Because he owns stocks, the majority of stocks in Tesla and SpaceX and stuff like that, and he's so close to the presidency, people just took a look. A natural thought is to say, hey, his companies is going to benefit a lot from these government contracts and stuff like that. So it made the value of his company higher, which ultimately it put more money in his pocket. That's how net worth works. Elon, he's not, he's all about it. Look, he already slapped MAGA in the face, right? Like he said that American workers are like, he can't use American workers. Like it's a shortage of American workers for things that he needs. He's already trying to, the guy that's supposedly against immigration is trying to get foreign workers, but like higher skilled foreign workers to be able to work for his companies, engineers and stuff like that. His rationale, Americans workers just aren't smart enough, right? And that brings me to my second point. I always knew that the right strategy was to keep America stupid, right? But this here just made it too clear. Let's take a look at this. This is who Donald Trump appointed for the Department of over the Department of Education. I remind you that Elon Musk says Americans aren't smart enough and that we need these foreign workers because Americans don't have the skills and the education to do what he needs. Look at Trump's pick for the Department of Education. Let's take a look at that. And who is the person? None other than Linda McMahon. My wrestling people, y'all know who I'm talking about. She was the wife of the owner of WWE. By the way, this guy was outed as a sicko. He had a lot of sick stuff going on. But the point of saying that is like, you appoint this person here. This woman. This woman. This woman. Look at where her head at. What is she gonna teach the kids? What? That's who is in charge of our education. All right. All right. All right. Give me a little bit of time to whew. Cause that one is that one is a trip. All right, so we gonna move on. We gonna move on. We gonna talk. This one right here is a little unique because this guy removed himself. But we gonna talk about Matt Gaetz, right? Like he's not going to be the attorney general. Everybody knows attorney general, top law enforcement officer of the United States. He sets the Department of Justice like initiatives and what direction they move in, what crimes they prosecute, what crimes they don't, stuff like that. All right. Trump appointed Matt Gaetz as the leader of the Department of Justice. He withdrew his nomination, so he's not there. But this guy was investigated by a bipartisan wing of Congress called the House Ethics Committee. Now, granted, now I do want to say this committee was controlled by the Republicans because the House of Representatives was controlled by the Republicans. They had the majority. So at any point in time, a Republican Speaker of the House could have shut this investigation down, could have made sure that the findings of the investigation never came out to the public or any of that, right? But the Republican let the investigation about a Republican happen. And let me tell you about the findings of this investigation. They found that Matt Gaetz, now, committed a wide range of crimes, right? I just can't act like all crimes are just so bad to me. So I'm gonna talk about the crimes that is personally shocking and like I just don't agree with. As a sitting senator, as a sitting member of Congress in the House of Representatives, he had sex with a 17-year-old at a party. Actually, he had sex with 2 minors, right? They found credible evidence that this happened. And one of the girls was a year away from attending her senior prom. This girl was a junior in high school. Like, they found evidence like that it happened, right? Trump appointed this guy. Like, now, granted, this investigation came out after Trump, not the investigation. Granted, the findings of the investigation came out like after Trump had already appointed him, but it was speculation of what the findings would be. Everybody knew that, he was a, freaky guy. But this just sort of like, child sex, if it's legal and it's above board, I just don't get into what happens with consenting adults. Like, I gotta be honest, like, when people was talking about the Donald Trump thing with Stormy Daniels, it's like I think it's bad. I don't really think it's bad enough for me to. I don't know. Like I don't even want to get into that because I'm not trying to downplay the seriousness of the crimes. I'm just trying to say that we have to acknowledge that certain things about certain crimes makes it, 10 times worse. I think that it makes it 10 times worse that, whatever you did sexually with minors, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't mess with that, right? So Stephen Miller, he will be the Deputy Chief and Staff of Policy. Unfortunately, he's a bad guy, I will tell you that, but unfortunately, he's a smart bad guy. So he actually may be able to do a lot of bad stuff for Trump, and unfortunately, we need people to be there ready for it. This is not a part of his administration, but I literally just thought of this. I would touch on it, but Eric Trump, this guy went to Abu Dhabi to pitch a cryptocurrency. Like, the grift from Trump and everybody around him is just insane. At some point, we're going to talk about like how his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, got $2 billion from Saudi Arabia after Trump left office for all of the favors that he did for him in his post. They tried to paint Joe Biden and his son and all of that as corrupt, but maybe the people that don't know politics, it looks like, it's corruption here, it's corruption. They try and muddy the waters. Look, I'll tell you guys what's corrupt. What Trump boys, Eric and, what's his name, Jared Kushner did, with the Saudis. That's real corruption, right? Let's finish talking about some of the people he appointed in his administration. Kelly Loeffler. He appointed her to the head of the Small Business Administration, right? Her husband owns the New York Stock Exchange. They donated over $5 million to Trump re-election campaign. Everything with Trump is transactional. You do this for me, I will, RFK Jr., we'll have to go nuts. Vaccines. He don't believe in vaccines. A lot of stuff is going to spread like a wildfire. Bad timing for the wildfire joke. But a lot of stuff is going to just spread because of the way that he thinks about. You know what? I hope that it's not true. I really hope that somebody can't be that dumb to like with some of the logic that he has about vaccines, but that would be what I would say about him. Oh my, let's get to this. These next two guys, actually these next three guys, I'm gonna spend quite a bit of time on, right? All right, so let's do it. Pete Hegseth, he was just confirmed as the Secretary of Defense, right? He's over the Pentagon, he's over military operations now, right? They want to talk about DEI and, unqualified. This guy was a weekend host at Fox News and an alcoholic. I mean, there are like so many of his former colleagues and stuff like that has admitted that he, drinks on the job. He also has like, all of these allegations with him and women and inappropriate conduct. I don't know. I would know if he allowed the women to speak about it, but he got the women under a non-disclosure agreement. So, at the end of the day, it's just like, it's his word against silence because they can't talk. So, but he is the opposite of a DEI hire, just unqualified. Like, dude, don't like. He was just in the military. That's it. Like he was in the military. Like that doesn't qualify you to be, the Secretary of Defense. Dr. Oz over public health. Fake scamming TV Dr. Oz in charge of public health, right? He's in charge of Medicaid, Medicare. First of all, he owns a lot of stock in United Health. Why would you put somebody in charge of public health care that invests in private health insurance? He literally incentivized for public health to fail. Like he literally get richer if he gets richer if he's bad at his job. Let's just like, come on, people. All right, look, Marco Rubio, right? Marco Rubio, he appointed Marco Rubio as the Secretary of State. And I just want us to listen to Marco Rubio talk about Trump when he was running against Trump in 2016. He was trying to be the Republican on the ticket. And just listen to what he was saying. Listen to like how real some of the stuff that, what Trump called him, Lil Marco. Look at some of the stuff Lil Marco said. And, some of it is like, how could you say this about Trump? And then now you in his administration and you fawn over him, stuff like that. Let's take a look at it. Uh-oh. Try again. Let's try again. Hopefully. Oh my God. All right, well, we gonna probably, not take a look at this. Like, I don't know what's going on. Real quick. Just trying to refresh it. All right, well, he had a lot of bad things to say about Trump, right? Like, he said you can't trust, him, and just about like, oh, here's some of the quote. So this is some of the quote, but he said that he's one of the most vulgar people to ever. This quote doesn't really do what he said justice. Let me see if. Oh, here we go. He says if Donald Trump is a Republican nominee, we're going to have a party that's divided. We're going to have a party that's going to somehow justify itself why it's voting for this man. So basically what he's saying is like, more of the quote here. All right. So he also compared January 6th to like Cuba. He said that, he's from Cuba and, stuff like that. And he was offended that, that January 6th happened. He literally compared it to that. And then out of nowhere, he turned into a Trump super glazer. And January 6th was nothing more than a simple trespass. So, Trump got that effect on people, and, I get it. Tulsi Gabbard. Let's talk about her. He appointed Tulsi Gabbard as the Director of National Intelligence. The Director of National Intelligence oversees the 18 intelligence agencies that make up the intelligence community, including the CIA. People literally believe that she's a Russian asset. Like, credibly believe that she's a Russian asset. And he appointed her to a intelligence position? Make it make sense. I mean, there's so many more bad people I can talk about. Pam Bondi, who's actually going to be the actual top law enforcement officer, the attorney general and stuff like that. But I just wanted to point out a few of these people. Again, man, thank y'all for rocking with me. If you find any of the information useful, please like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. We on Twitch. We're going to be on Twitch every night, 7 to 10. And then if you can't catch me on Twitch, catch any of the segments that we talk about on YouTube. Let's do it. Let's get it.